wife, probably a couple of kids, and they suddenly go to a bar or they find you. What do they get out of the sex? Is it wilder? Or is it...
They just, okay, doing the phone sex and also being in the business.
Yeah.
They'll do things.
Were you a hustler for a while? Is that a terrible thing to say?
Short thing, short while.
That's okay. I mean, listen, we've all done
but
different things. How much did you charge? What did you charge? What did you charge? I'm just curious.
1.5 to 200.
And you would get these straight men that would say to you, come to a hotel room.
It's just, they want to do things with you that they wouldn't even think of talking about with their wives. Okay, I mean, I feel if men were more open, go home to the wife, say, well, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want to do. Work it out. I mean, don't just go out and work behind your wife, because we don't know. I mean, the men aren't going to come up to you and say, hi, here's the drink, you know, oh, by the way, I'm married and I got 2 children.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you kind of back off. And so, they just want to do things with you that they won't do with their wives.
Without being too graphic, what?
Well, Joan,
wait.
These
what can you do? There's only one act that I can think of that they can do to a man that they can't do to a woman.
But there's things, okay, there's things
that...
variations.
But there's also things that, you know...
Wonderful things that can be done.
But see, with a woman, they... With a woman, they can do exactly everything,
I think sex is fabulous.
It's infinite, the possibilities that can be done. But between men and women also.
Yes, between men and women. But there's only one thing. The only difference is that a woman has a vagina and the man has a penis. That's the only... Right?
But there are fantasies or things that men will not present to their wives.
So it's a question of... all right.
And it's also just the question of being, you know, with the same sex.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I mean, that's a big turn on men.
Most of the women nowadays, it's the 90s. Most all the women is doing oral sex. A lot of them now is having rectal sex.
Yes, yes.
So they can get it done to the women, too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But some of them just prefer the men. And they do say that us gays can give the better oral sex than the women.
Well, we'll match you. Let's not get into this.
Joan, do you want to challenge me? Well, let's go get a man and we'll see what he thinks.
Not personally. I just mean as a concept.
Getting back, it's like on the phone sex. Okay, when I did the phone as the woman, the man would call. I swear to God, 9 times out of 10, all the man wanted to do with a woman is anal sex over just phone sex.
Yes.
But, I mean, how many women would actually, okay?
Oh, I think these days, see, I don't think there's that much of a problem. I don't know.
I don't see no hands.
That's interesting. So, tell me this, go ahead.
I mean, anal sex is a very wonderful thing. I mean, there's nothing, people shouldn't be afraid of it because it's very positive as long as it's done safely with a rubber, and then there's no problem.
Now, that brings another thing. Go ahead.
No, that's
What about disease?
Safe sex.
Safe sex. All these married men.
All the way.
Do you? Because it
has to. I keep rubbers with me all the time.
Joan, it's safe sex all the way, okay? Okay, a while ago, as said, when I was in my day, I mean, I was with this guy, and he wanted to do a certain act, and I said, well, let me get out a condom. He's like, oh, we're going to use those? Mind you, this is a married man.
A married man.
Oh, we're going to use those. I'm like, excuse me, I don't know who you've been with. I don't know what your wife's like.
Right.
You know? And he sure as hell don't know who I've been with.
Right. Now, what about a wife? When you say your wife, have you ever told a wife, if any of you said, have you told a wife that I'm having an affair with your husband? Any of you?
A friend of mine has.
What was the wife's reaction?
I mean, he's an older man. She was just like, she bugged out. I mean, he went to her house, knocked on her door, and said, hello, I'm the other woman. You know, type deal. And it's just like, she invited me and sat down to coffee, and they bawled for like 4 hours. He came home from work. Your husband walked in the house with your wife and your little lover, and he's
Joan,
like...
I don't kiss and tell, because if you tell, honey, these men will tear you down. I got a lot of secrets, honey.
Well,
I'm gonna be carried to my grave.
I think if I had found out... You know what it does? All right, I want to bring out... What it does is this... in any relationship, there's trust. Do you know what I'm saying? There's trust. I trust you, and you trust me. And when you find out there's no trust, the whole fabric of the marriage goes. I think it's just... When we come back, we're going to meet two women whose husbands were sleeping with gay men, and we'll see what it did to their lives. So stay with us.